Years pass by, get older with age. Charges are dropped from a lack of sufficient evidence. Excuse me. Big lunch. And on top of all this, things just naturally change and dissipate. Chat, collectively boo, we gained another forehead wrinkle. Art sadly is tossed into the ever-growing kill streak of time, and it has me ponder. You think us losing out on 5 minutes to kill yourself is our generation's equivalent to the Francis Bacon portrait going missing? Adult Swim, the blog for older viewers on CN, was and forevermore will be the poster child for throwing random shit at the wall and just kind of hoping it sticks. Built for and by a demographic of potheads, construction workers, and Gerard Way for like 5 months, it makes sense there was more freedom to mix in Assy McGee between Aeon Flux and Moral Oral. But in the early 2010s, with everyone on their phone, they began branching out towards that. Both as a method to start funneling in cable jacks to just use the app,
as well as feed me further holy commands of righteous bloodshed via hidden audio cues.
I'll break tradition and please the crowd for once instead of shit on everyone's parade as per usual, and bring up Rainbow Unicorn Attack first. An endless runner with the visual inspiration taken from old fantasy blacklight posters, missing the tinge of cheap rank weed, this comfortably falls out from stoner culture and right back into virgin territory. The music with it hits though, a mix of symphonic low wave with sounds of dolphins and whales calling out in the background as you're about to gore yourself on the cutest star rock jutting out from the ground at Mach speed. This was one of the few apps they had that managed to shit out a sequel. Virtually not much changed, choosing to go the second wife route and mostly focus on looks. It requires a little more thought than the ADHD medication I borrowed off a friend is allowing me here. With these wide ranges to bounce from while avoiding or destroying the robot unicorn ops, the initial controls of dash and jump feel a little limited. Somehow in my peanut mind I thought that it was something that drained after using it once, but it turned out you can tap each a few times or even hold on to one for a little bit and then have some of the other recharged. I truly hope from the bottom of my heart this info benefits anyone who bothered to sideload this on their phone in 2024. There's a wide selection of extra shit to grind out for, just like most apps, and of course for the rest of the games we'll be wading through later. One of the first consolation prizes for getting you in trouble in class is being able to pick your side in their unicorn race war. You got the rainbows, and you got the fires. Fires if you're a brother. Which I am, since that was a .001 second decision the minute it was offered. Rainbows, give your mom something left to bury, stay off our ground. Leveling up further offers starting attributes for the next trial to pick up from, in exchange for your blue teardrop bank. I stay away from most of it because there really isn't much you can sell me on when the controls are already pretty accommodating. After some time of procrastination and a small blood clot, you'll be able to unlock shit like flying or changing the color of your running trail. The real goal, though, is the second map you can get. It's an ice variant, nothing crazy different, but it takes forever to really progress in this, so I've been conditioned to squee at breadcrumbs. I've never done a rating system on this channel, with all hopes this video flops and will never be included again. There are people with mission statements for their channel. Mine's a suicide note. Back to the daunting task, I'm sitting at a comfy 6 out of 10 with Robot Unicorn Attack. Decent time waster with cool art. I enjoy the amount of precision in this. It gets old after a while though and can feel a little empty, almost antisocial. No concept of social cues and an affinity for hurting small animals. Download link in description. Sally Mae labeled me a flight risk due to social media readings, but Amateur Surgeon helps me pretend I got away with it. Not really a simulator, more like a parody game. You take on the role of a batshit surgeon with none of the right tools helping out people who surpass accident-prone and have been elevated to live leak logo following them. The series spanned over through 4 games, but the Lloyd Kuhn select was Surgeon Simulator 3, and will remain the primary B-roll because I couldn't record the other ones. I actually recorded this one last, and after wrapping up, my phone locked out with a screen of a crying panda with 500,000 yen next to a PayPal affiliate link. Jungles to prisons to the Diamond Dogs oil rig, each area offers you to choose which patient you want to help to the best of your abilities and budget. Starting one will show a brief dialogue sequence with enough clues to determine just exactly what's causing that abdomen bulge. Gameplay consists of on-screen cues to grab whatever tool is needed and where to stick it. Like another corny surgeon game, Surgeon Simulator, you only have so much time and so much room for creative freedom on where you think a broken ankle should go. Typing this out, that's probably just the best comparison. I know what I said earlier, but forget it. Imagine cartoony flashwave Surgeon Simulator, but a little grosser and some underlying vibe the art team believed in function over form, because what the fuck is a style? The art direction for this game awakens my inner primal ancestor, and between the grunts and throat noises, I'm able to gather he's not enjoying it either. Function over form grug, Lloyd Kuhn. And function it kinda does. Gameplay can feel a little finicky here and there, even more than the comparison to Surgeon Simulator I mentioned earlier. There's just too many little movements my fat fingers fail me. Sometimes I'm a cut off the leg on the other side, what you want. It's not all bad. I have a bad habit of whining. The slump in my leg has been making me a real sourpuss lately. The skill tree option helps it out a lot. Yes, there's a skill tree in this rather than a little item shop like most other app games. There's also a buddy mechanic later on where you can tap them in for a quick second and they can add a buff to help you out through the surgery and like pass the sploof or whatever. I'm feeling a bit of a 7 with this one. A little over-ambitious, it doesn't hold up to a nostalgia trip, but in comparison to what we're subjected to today, I can't help but still say it's the poison I'm mixing with Sprite. Does that count as a cop-out? Probably, since the store support is down for this. I unfortunately can't waste my GF's checks for more dog spit bonus. Amateur Surgeon. Pretty fun. There's a clear demographic being neglected, though. The support group for 1.8 GPAs is shockingly small, but the U.S. military complex will always be there with open arms and shrapnel injuries. Break a leg? Try 2 and no skin. Major Mayhem follows this little kick-ass soldier fantasy. You're following this super operative running towards the right forever, a la dog with neurological problems. Cut up into stages, each one has Mayhem shooting down enemies, hiding off behind bushes, doors, outposts, really whatever. It's just tapping the screen with mix-ups of sometimes needing to switch your focus on grenades coming in, moving aggressions on special enemies first, waiting for the clear to avoid the ultra fade. Cute things like that. The War on Terror balancing update has gone a long way. With a lengthy campaign with really dick all to talk about and the bonus of Silk Road Arms Shop to burn this month's car insurance money with, my room temperature intellect is picking up a pattern. Now all we need to solve the Mayan war curse is a fucking stupid sequel that adds nothing but replacing 2D assets with 3D models. The curse reigns, sadly. The sequel claps. Yes. Even before Warner Discovery and all their wisdom through years of poor debt management scrubbed the back catalog from digital stores, Major Mayhem had already been cast out. My Slavjank PC began sparking right before I could find any commentary from the original developers on what happened. But best guess? Maybe a copyright issue. The perfect catch-all. If I ever release straight ass onto this channel, assume the original draft was ripped apart through a vague automated system, and I, the creator, am infallible. Regardless, the sequel went on to be listed under the developer's own page with no affiliation to Adult Swim or their parent company. This must have been like getting a prison gang tattoo lasered off after being let out. And again, it's a superior game that benefited from a more focused vision and a lack of whip-cracking brought on by 50-year-old media tycoons and Rick and Morty hoodies. Super hello! Better response time, improved enemy readability, new ways to tear shit up. It's easily topping and kissing the original. Touching on that, I'm deleting the APK from my phone right now and the single text file it came with. Delayed gratification better pay off with a ceiling shot because I don't know how else to justify putting off Giant Boulder of Death. My personal favorite of the bunch. Giant Boulder of Death is a superior variant of flesh-eating amoeba since it took elements that worked from the other games mentioned, but also you're a big fucking rock. And can you believe it? It's got lore, very minor lore, but it got screened for TV ads right next to 1-800 phone sex and Family Guy ringtones. Basics are that your rock babe has been taken by the dictator of a vaguely Germanic country. She gets turned into a statue. Over the edge, your boulder hurtles down, destroying tons of shit on its way. It's an endless runner, so no boulder reparation, sadly, but in an unlockable costume added later, suggests Boulder Baddie got patched up. With that out of the way, let's get back to some frickin' gameplay. Your descent starts off pretty slow in contrast to how absolutely pissed that Boulder was in the last cinematic. There's an option later to Adderall that shit, but I never ended my Loot Crate subscription, and they found my coin stash after the bank account went negative. Along the warpath, you smash the fashion any way possible to you, which isn't a lot at the start. 3 games in, and this grind still surprises me. Gas station weed is a teacher that hits with a closed fist. Trees, cars, people, and other small, common man possessions are first to eat shit, but slamming into enough stuff unlocks Invincible Boulder. With a blood alcohol of 0.14, we're hitting a new public nuisance meta. It only lasts for roughly 10 seconds. We haven't hit the deductible for the insurance to kick in yet. In for a penny, in for $1, past the jerry can, son. I chirp over to yet another upgrade tab. Those 10 seconds have stretched to a real quaint fucking minute. No law of man nor strength of machine can stop you. But like pocketing the EBT card of an obese heart attack victim, life's little surprises show up in the form of a stray rolling mine. That's how this will go for roughly until the end of time, or if you're as unfortunate as me, your new phone can't operate 32-bit application. Thank God I had the good sense to hold on to my crusty Razr phone too. The massive bulge into the panel just means it had a big meal from the wall outlet and is in good health. I think outside of touching my Godzilla maxing lifestyle itch of being a big rock destroying a nameless village, the varying themes that came later add to my dopamine overdose. For your holidays, there's a Halloween and Christmas skin. That Boulder Babe theme is also available, as alluded to earlier in this Fent ramble. And finally, there's a death metal variant that requires mommy's purse instead of just being unlocked with blood diamonds like the other themes. And pull the plug he fucking did. None of these are available now on anything outside of re-downloading it from your app library or sideloading from a shady APK site of your choice. And even then, you can face the crushing reality Samsung doesn't really care about preserving budget freemium games from 2012. Barring this grim reality, I can take solace in that along with the Annoying Oranges gaming channel. I'm contributing to the first iPad kid generation by creating this time capsule. I pray the exposed videos on me make this video hard to watch later.